Hey, what's up, guys? Meteorologist Doug Hetty. It is a Wednesday afternoon as we are flying right on through the work week. The weather's actually pretty nice for us today. Temperatures have been great as we have gone into lower 60s during the afternoon, and we're going to continue to warm up as we go through the next couple days. So here's what we're going to do today because Thursday and Friday we're really going to have to focus on severe weather as we got a very strong storm system that's pulling out into the Central Plains. So today we're going to kind of break down those events, and then we're going to look at the long range forecast. It's almost April, so we're just going to look at April, of course, based off the heady pattern and the LRC. So we're going to do that for us today, and then Thursday and Friday we're going to be mainly tracking thunderstorms across the region. Huge shout out to my boys Superior Roofing and Construction. They are a four-state premier roofing contractor, family owned and operated right here in Joplin, located at 7th and High Street. They also have a salon in there called Vibe. It's my wife's. Um, but they did my roof last fall. Um, I trust them. So you guys should as well, especially as we get into severe weather season. We're actually in severe weather season. We're just at the very beginning. Of course, their numbers right there on the screen. And we are going to have a lot of events this spring with wind and hail damages across the region. So let's go ahead and break this down. Let's see what's going on out there for us today. It's a beautiful day across the entire Central Plains. Have a little bit of snow up near Chicago through the Great Lakes. Besides that, most of the lower 48 is pretty good. We have a few little thunderstorms down through parts of Louisiana. But here's our next big system. Look at it coming out Pacific Northwest. We got rain again down through California, Los Angeles, San Diego, up toward Vegas. And that system will start to affect us as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. So here are the hot spots. All right, so tomorrow evening, this is a pretty low severe threat. It's a highly capped environment. I just think thunderstorms going to have a hard time getting going. I do think we'll get some scattered showers that kind of stream up into southeastern Kansas late tomorrow afternoon. But severe thunderstorms, I think, are highly unlikely in this region. So we're going to keep that threat very low. Now, as we go into Thursday night and Friday, it expands east, a much higher threat, at least a moderate threat on Friday afternoon. So the surface low is going to be up here in parts of Iowa. So southeastern Iowa, western Illinois, northeastern Missouri. That's right in here. That's where the big tornado threat is going to be. And then it's mainly wind and hail threat once you get in south central Missouri and down through Arkansas. Of course, the four-state area. These storms really kind of develop just east of the region. So Springfield will have a little higher shot for severe weather compared to Joplin. Once you get in southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, I think it's pretty much non existent as we go into Friday. But we do need to watch central Missouri, central Arkansas, St. Louis to Memphis as we go into Friday afternoon for that severe threat. So let's go ahead and break this down. The rest of the day looks great. We do get some clouds kind of working in here late tonight into tomorrow. So mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Also, the winds are really going to pick up. We're going to have south winds tomorrow, 10 to 20, but gust upwards of 30 to 35. Those wind gusts across the entire region increase 35 to 40 miles per hour by the time we get into tomorrow night. All right, so let's look at Oklahoma. You can see a couple random little storms trying to pop up. There may be one or two that kind of bust through the cap and get some small hail, but I'm not expecting anything big. So we see scattered showers kind of lift into Arkansas, southeastern parts of Missouri, and then we go into Friday morning. And here's where the dry line works in. So you can see showers, few thunderstorms picking up Kansas City, southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. And they're going to be hard pressed to become severe because they're just really getting going. Now, as we continue through the morning, these press east into central Missouri. So here's 10:30 a.m. We have these storms down through northwestern Arkansas and down through Texas. These are kind of the beginning of the severe event on Friday. And look at the wind shift line. See how you have southwest winds and then kind of a more westerly wind, Kansas and Oklahoma. That's our dry line. And because the dry line is pushing through so fast or early, it pushes that severe threat just east of the region. So let's continue. Let's go to 1 p.m. So here's the dry line. Thunderstorms forming Des Moines, east of Kansas City, maybe down towards Stockton Lake, Mount Vernon, Northwest Arkansas. And these are the ones that will most likely go severe. We already have ongoing severe thunderstorms, central Arkansas. Again, these are mainly hail makers. Tornado threat's not huge, but these are mainly hail makers. All right, let's continue through the afternoon on Friday. The dry line quickly pushes into eastern parts of Missouri. So here's where our tornado threat is up here in eastern Iowa, moving into western parts of Illinois. And it's still a tornado threat west of St. Louis. And then once you get to West Plains, down through Arkansas, it's more of a wind and a hail threat. But look at the temps, well into the 70s. Let's continue into Friday evening. Now the dry line, you can see the wind shift line, western parts of Illinois. So this, even southern Wisconsin. So this is where the tornado threat is. And then again, mainly just hail and wind once you get down through parts of Arkansas and northern parts of Louisiana. So the risk is fairly high for severe weather central and eastern parts of Missouri. I just don't feel like a whole bunch is going to get going, but of course we're going to watch it. And then once we get into Friday night and Saturday, this is all gone. We cool down, but the weekend looks pretty good. All right, so April, it's what? When does it start? What is today? Today is the 29th. 30th, 31st. Starts Saturday. Okay, so let's look at April and when we had the potential for severe weather. April, excuse me, usually is our second most active severe weather month behind May. Um, April's going to be active. All right, so severe threat rolls back in. We have a front that drops in next Monday. We could get a few thunderstorms along that front that are strong to severe. And then Tuesday, a similar setup to what we're going to see on Friday with a very powerful storm system that rolls out. I think it'll be shifted a little farther west, so it should affect eastern Kansas, eastern central Oklahoma, down through northern Texas. Then we cool down. The models aren't picking up on this yet, but with the pattern, there is a way that if we can warm up quickly enough, we could have a severe threat next Friday. Those chances are a little bit lower, but it is definitely something I want to watch. Then we get a little bit of a break. Let me pull out my calendar here. The next threat after that is going to be the 12th and 13th. So that is a Wednesday and a Thursday. So it's 2 weeks from today. Threat on Wednesday and Thursday, the 12th and 13th. And then a few days later on the 17th and 18th, which is a Monday and Tuesday, we have a severe threat. And then again late that week, the 21st and 22nd, which is a Friday and Saturday. Then we get into the last week of April. And we have a severe threat on the 25th and 26th, which is a Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the 28th and 29th. And I put draft weekend because the NFL draft is on that Friday and Saturday in Kansas City outside. So we need to watch that threat. I know Gary Lezak with the LRC, he put out a forecast for that months ago, kind of progging those dates, the 28th and 29th. So that is something that him and I have been working on together and kind of watching because we want to see how that kind of all breaks down. Of course, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. Tomorrow and Friday, we'll mainly track storms. We'll talk about severe weather. We'll glance at the severe weather event for next week as well over the next 2 days. So when the weather's kind of calm, we look more long range. When the weather gets active, we look at the weather now. All right, guys, I hope you have a great Wednesday afternoon and evening. We'll chat tomorrow.